Hey there YouTube, we're going to do a quick review, a calibration on this Triumph NTB 550. This comes from National Auto Tools, and I've had it for about 6 months now, so just want to go through. I really struggled with the calibration the first time, so we'll go through that quick. They do want you to have a 14 or 15 inch wheel, which are getting a little bit hard to come by, but I have this old trailer tire here which isn't good for much else but balancing, so I just had to move this thing around in my garage, and when I put a tire on there that I knew was balanced, it was showing that it was not, so we're going to calibrate quickly. They recommend that anytime that the power is off or that you move it, and I do not have this thing mounted permanently yet. So one reason, the main reason I guess that I bought this, is it includes all of the adapters. I've got the smallest one mounted up in the hub of that wheel, but my Super Duty big pickups and stuff like that we can do with the bigger adapters that on most of the cheap balancers you're going to come across on eBay or Amazon. You're probably not going to get that, so I guess I've had no reason to recommend anybody doesn't get this. You are going to see it maybe it's a little bit slower, I guess in a commercial location you're going to, when volume is your goal, you're going to see that this maybe isn't the machine for you. But if you want to be the favorite guy on your street and your car trailer just isn't cutting it anymore, maybe look into one of these things. We've got the tire machine here too, but I'm not going to review that. No calibrations on that, of course. If you know how to run a tire machine, that's what it does. It's a cheap tire machine that just does the job. If you want to see something on that, let me know. I certainly can show you how to mount and dismount a tire. This tire is flat. I don't know how much difference it makes. I just want to make sure it's sort of round. So we have to, of course, go through, do our settings here. Doesn't take long. We're at 140. So I guess I got into that already. This is going to give us our settings. So we're going to set our distance from the machine. And then we hit our calibration button again. This is our rim width, and we have the caliper. I know this one is a 6-inch rim, and then of course our diameter. So we have that set. We're on dynamic, and now to calibrate this, the instructions are a little sketchy. We're going to hold the find button for 5 seconds. Now they want us to spin it with no weight on the wheel. It doesn't do too bad on these smaller tires as far as the time that it takes. Now we have this calibration weight that they send along, 100 grams, 3.5 ounces. We're going to pound that on the outside. It has a brake. Spin it. And now we're going to switch the weight to the other side. There are also some settings that you can go through for the minimum amount of weight where it's just going to show 0. I have that set just because I'm using ounces, and I can't balance anything less than 1/4 of an ounce, so I have it set there. Now this is going to give us a number that's way off because we have this large weight on there, but this is going to save our calibration here. Never save data. We just let it sit. Now it's showing that it's off. We'll pull this weight off. Now we're actually going to balance this tire, and I just leave those weights on there that I know this tire is balanced. Anytime I move the machine, I can just throw this tire back on. If it balances out, then I guess I just assume that the tire's in balance. So, or that the machine is calibrated, excuse me. As you can see, it's not that tough to calibrate, but I do just throw the tire on there every once in a while just to know that it hasn't lost anything, if power goes out in the garage or whatever. So we're at 0s there. The machine should be calibrated. It knows what it wants to see. So we'll throw a bigger tire on quick. This does have a quick release on it once you get the tension off. It's kind of handy. Speed is one of your needs. So we need to do our setup again, changing our wheel size. So A, we're now at about 74. Wheel. This caliper is a bit cheesy, but I guess if I have any questions, I just measure while I have a tire off. You get kind of used to it. I mean, I know I bought I don't even remember, $1,500 balancer, and I know what I expect out of it. So we're ready to go here. Now you're going to notice it's a bit slower operating this big wheel. You can hear that brake maybe. I don't know if you can. When I got this balancer and tried to go through the calibration, as soon as I went to spin it, it sounded like the brake was on, and I really struggled with that. They have decent tech support, so they actually sent me, I guess, if you want one of these in your garage, I'm assuming you can do a little bit of work on it too. They sent me a motor first. I put the motor in, didn't change anything. They sent me the circuit board, that didn't change anything. I can't remember, it seems like there was a third thing that they sent me. There's a sensor in here on this shaft. There's a couple screws here to get this cover off. It's very simple to replace parts on, I guess, but they could not provide me with the schematics so I could do any of my own troubleshooting. once that did not work, they had me strap this thing to a pallet and strap the new parts that they had sent me that didn't fix it to the pallet also, and they sent me a brand new one. So I can't say what your experience is going to be, but they did. You know, I guess if I was in a position where I needed this thing to make money, I would have been pretty displeased about that with the timing of it. But for what I'm doing, it wasn't a huge deal. Now I don't have 3.5 ounces, so put this 1.5 ounces on the inside here, and we will do, well, just for the sake of making a video, we'll put 2.5 ounces on. We'll just see if it picks up that 3 1/4 or that 1/4 ounce on the outside, if it recognizes that or not. It says that it's in balance. I have it set at 1/4 ounce, so that's likely why we're seeing that. There was a bit of a wobble to this wheel. I think I'm actually going to loosen it, just spin it on the machine and try again, just to see what it does. Same wobble there, must be in the wheel. Imagine that, 2 ounces, 3 ounces off. I guess as long as we're doing a demonstration here, I'm going to just pull all the weights off, start over, and see what we get here. Look at that. I didn't have that wheel chewed up very well. She's spinning pretty well right now. Ounce, 1 1/4. I feel like that. Alright, we're trued up. I think that's going to be it for the demo here. I guess, I don't know if you guys can see under there. We are usually safer than this. I do not have a jack stand under there, but please use jack stands if you're underneath the vehicles. I'm just going to have this tire off for a couple minutes and don't plan to be underneath. Some pretty big tires. Ounce, 1 1/4 is not too bad. And I guess I'll leave it in the comments if the tires, or if we definitely have a balance problem once we're out on the road. But I've done a set of these tires already for a buddy of mine, the exact same tires on a GM, and had a bit of a struggle balancing them because we were using tape weights, and I thought I maybe even had a bad tire, but anyway, got it balanced and has no problems. So like I say, if you're a homeowner, just you know, a do-it-yourselfer, want to have the option of balancing tires on your, you know, in your garage, highly recommend this for the price and for the options that you get with it. You do get a tool kit, this cheesy weight tool here. If you're doing any volume, you're probably going to want to upgrade that, but it comes with some nice adapters and stuff. Just don't lose this calibration weight, and by all means, when you know that you're dealing with Chinese stuff, just check it. You know, you made the choice to buy it, I did, and I'm willing to, you know, do what I need to not own a $6,000 wheel balancer. So Anyway, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing if you like this sort of content. We work on a lot of cars. We just post what we think others might need to see. So, thank you.